Hello, my name is Lawrence Carson, and I would like to share something with you that I believe is incredibly important in this day and age. So let us begin. Welcome to a very brief introduction to part one of a two-part series, introductory course on the University of Wisdom. Where is this University of Wisdom located? Who are the brilliant professors in the University of Wisdom? And who are their students? These materials are not to be used for making money by other parties. Attribution is requested that they know where it came from. And please download the pictures anytime you like, but keep them to yourself. Various class descriptions. First, we'll have a brief introduction, and there's two parts to that. This is part one. Then we are going to look at the conscious operating system of your mind and the mind of the universe into different parts. We're going to discuss various meditation processes. As the students begin to ask questions, they will become subject matters under continual conscious research. There'll be a section of incredible books that we're suggesting that you read, and a section where the students are mentoring, teaching the professors. So we're now at the brief introduction, part one of the University of Wisdom. This will be about a 20-minute presentation. The ABCs of life. The ignorance of consciousness and the consciousness of ignorance. Then there's the intelligence of consciousness and the consciousness of intelligence, and they're not always the same. And obviously, the wisdom of consciousness and the consciousness of wisdom. What is consciousness? This word heuristics, please put it in your vocabulary. The Greek original source of the word, to find out, to explore, to invent, to discover something unexpectedly, an aha moment. Oh, I see. Maps are not the territory. Now, this is a symbol we will use from time to time. Ignorance, intelligence, and wisdom. What's my purpose in life? What are the processes I use to fulfill those purposes? Where am I at internally and externally? How do I relate with myself, with others? Who am I? Curiosita's infinite, eternal questions. And using the same symbol to think at different levels. So where am I at? Where do I want to be? And how do I change? ABC. What is the wisdom of my or your identity of the mind? How do I identify with my heart, or do I? Do I identify with my spirit? Do I identify with my soul, my children's and my wife's soul? Who are we really? There's so many choices, but are we curious to find out? For the first time, silence between the two waves of energy. Eckhart Tolle speaks of the silence of the presence and the presence of the silence. Do you know how to go there? Meditation is a passport's visa. Did you know that acronyms are an incredible way to improve the memory of the mind? This is a picture or symbol that you might want to take a snapshot of this and print it out. Very important. This is one of the major lessons in the undergrad, the grad, the doctorate, and the wisdom colleges and universities that we'll be talking about in detail in subsequent sessions. The little symbol I have popping up with the thinking man and Curiosita level number 1. Curiosita was one of 7 mind states that Leonardo used and amplified to give him access to the University of Wisdom's infinite library. That word imperiencing, EM, means inside of, absorbing. The word didn't exist. So, with the liberty of neologistics, neo meaning new and logic of words, I created it because there didn't seem to be a word that said what needed to be said, that described the territory in more accurate detail. Imperiencing chocolate chip cookies is not the same thing as looking at the recipe. Words are not reality. The recipe is not the cookie, and the map surely is not the territory. The map is only my assumed perceptions. And when I use the word God, a lot of different perceptions and feelings and emotions are going to pop up. I see it as the grand operating designs in this duality we call life on our planet, in this universe of hundreds of billions and billions of galaxies. Who did that? How did it happen? How does that relate to consciousness? This is incredibly important if you want to change where you're at and you want to know how to get from A to B. I took a scuba diving class years ago when I was in the Navy, becoming a reactor operator on nuclear submarines. And I thought I had it. I thought I really understood it. I'm not the sharpest tool, but I'm not the dullest. But when we did our checkout dive off of Catalina Island, I come to realize that book does not tell the full story at all. Exciting and scary and a lot of fun. Here are the alternate frequency mind states that Leonardo used to go into the infinite eternal library that's ever expanding. It's not a circle of repetitive over and over. No, it expands. It gets higher and deeper and wider and wiser. It's a spiral. That's a symbol you might want to jot down. Spiral versus circle. How many times do we repeat the same issues? So use the reminder, EX and EM. Write them down, copy them. What's on the other side? What is consciousness? And the question comes up, curiosita, together with what? Together with who? Together with why? Is why a valid question? And where? And how? What is consciousness? It's a word, but what does it do? What can't it do? Do you have a conscious operating system? Well, that's pretty obvious. Does it generate multiple states and frequencies of your moods, emotions, feelings? Well, they come from someplace. Do you have the operating manual? I think one of the most important principles of the universe, if not the most important principle, principium, go to Greek to get the definition, sovereign freedom. But if we don't have choices, opportunities aren't there, and we are not sovereign. Now we're going to look at those acronyms at a little bit deeper level of comprehension. But again, these are words. The workshop that you are going to create for yourself is what's really important. What I am proposing for you to consider are those acronyms literally the constituent parts and processes and means that defines every reality in this entire universe. Again, with trillions of galaxies. And 1 times 10 to the 80 number of electrons and their partner protons. That's a lot of quanta material. And they all know what they're doing. But this is up for you to figure out. Is this proposal accurate? Are you on an intriguing quest, a hero's journey, a curiosity path? So the next slide is a little different. The college of your conscious operating system, the college of the matrix of your mind, the college of the passport's visa, and the college of brilliant enlightenment. And you are creating the library of your mind from all of these colleges, whether you know you've been attending them or not. And the colleges collectively constitutes the university of wisdom. And each college has 4 levels: the undergraduate, the graduate, the doctorate, and the wisdom level. So attending the colleges in the University of Wisdom, what do we find? And again, there's the 4 colleges. And we go into introductory levels in each one, if we choose and are not skipping school. And then at some level, we get to enter into the undergraduate level classes, and then the master levels, and then the doctorate levels. And you already guessed it, postdoc work is always the wisdom levels, provided that your curiosity and courage go together to elevate your macro, micro, pan, omni thinking, changing the platform levels of where you're at, where you want to be, and how are you going to get there. "12 principal core precepts." Every one of the schools, every one of them. Intelligent questions attracting intelligent answers. But if they're ignorant questions, they're only going to attract ignorant answers. Infinite, eternal consciousness. Consciousness being infinite. Later on, we're going to define CREGs, but that's what that is. It's a CREG, an acronym, another neologistic term. States of conscious knowings. SOCS. S. Energy, space, and time. FADs. Frequencies, amplitudes, and densities. That's all there is in this entire universe. What do you want? And the class levels also use carpetings. These are verbs, every one of them. Again, an acronym. Experience the words, but imperience where they will take you, where the trains of thought will take you into new destinies, new dimensions. We have a little over 37 brilliant alternative thinking tools that we will cover in probably 3 different sessions later on in this course. I hope you stay with us. Some of these symbols are incredibly important, and they're really easy to remember. They'll take you where words can't. Yeah, I know. They'll think, oh, this is repeating again. There's a reason. Scaling the various stair steps, A, where I'm at, B, where I want to be, and C, how do I change? States of conscious knowings, platforms of ignorance, platforms of curiosity, platforms of intelligence, and platforms of wisdom on any one subject, on the purpose or the process or the location or the relationship and or the identity that you're using and have created to make your way through life. Greeks used the word persona. Persona was the mask that the actors would wear, depicting the ego gods that the Greeks reflected on and saw themselves in. And bringing this symbol back up as a reminder, we continue. Humble curiosity of intelligence is not even close to the same as the ego's greed of intelligence and the intelligence of the greed of the ego. Think about politics, crony capitalism, totalitarianism, socialism, communism. We need your feedback. Please help us to help us and you change this very, very confused world. It's all up to us, every one of us. Think of Margaret Mead's quote when she went to American Samoa. So please send your suggestions and inquiries to us regarding the University of Wisdom. We really need your help to help our world. How can we help?